Hello and welcome all you softball fans for another installment of YSN Live Softball. Ty Bartell here at the friendly confines of Austintown Fitch High School for this non-conference matchup between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and the Aurora Greenmen. As the Aurora Greenmen, Suburban American champions, 2 consecutive years in a row, 2 consecutive seasons in a row, I should say, as well as for the Lady Falcons, or for the softball team for the Falcons, 3 consecutive All-American Conference champions. As Sydney Watts, AAC Pitcher of the Year a season ago. The pitcher on the other side for the Greenmen in McKenna Metzger, Pitcher of the Year in the Suburban American League a year ago. 8-3 record, 1.96 ERA. As we'll take a look at that Aurora lineup, starting and leading things off. Zoe Petrash, Raina Unverfurth, McKenna Metzger, Sophie Retton bats cleanup, Maggie McVicker bats 5th, Sophie Schechterman batting 6th, Abby D'Alessandro bats 7th, Madeline D'Alessandro batting 8th, and Avery Qualters bats 9th. Defensively, let's take a look around Sydney Watts in the circle today, but around her defensively, Ayla Ray at short, Caitlin Mitchell at second, over at first, Abby Toth, Tina Montgomery at third. Then in the outfield, left fielder is going to be Ashley McLean, right fielder Maddie Butis, center fielder Kylie Folkwine, and the designated player today is Sam Severn. Kicking, firing, first pitch called strike to Sophie Petrash, and we start off here with an 0-1 count from Watch. Swing and a miss. Went back-to-back heat twice. Went up the ladder that time, and the count goes to 0-2. Nice sunny day. Not a cloud really in the sky. The moon has made an appearance, though, over top of Austintown Fitch Falcons softball complex, and a called third strike starts us off here on the top of the first. Sophie Petrash is a strikeout victim to start things off. Number 1 of the day for Watts, and leadoff batter retired for the Greenmen. Raina Unverfurth swings and misses at the first pitch. Strike 1, left-handed hitter. Shortstop in today's contest. Head coach Sam Petrash for the Greenmen. Aurora, no strangers to success on the softball field. Shows bunt, a lot of choke up you can see on Raina Unverfurth's swing attempt that time. Watts, 1-1 the count on Unverfurth. Gets the called strike, and it's 1-2 now. So Watts effectively moving ahead of the first 2 batters of the game. Little low, and it's a ball. Fun fact about these 2 pitchers, Watts and Metzger, for the Aurora Greenmen. They actually played a fall of softball on the same team, on the Lasers. Swing and a miss. Sydney Watts, back-to-back strikeouts to start things off, and Raina Unverfurth is the second strikeout victim of the day. 2 down now here in the top of the first. Shout out to my man Elijah Harrell, getting you all the clean cuts too, and helping out with the broadcast of today here, a Falcons student. Helped out a ton in the basketball season as well. We always thank him for his support. As the first pitch, swing and a miss, and that has become a rapid theme early on here for Watts. A lot of speed blowing it by. McKenna Metzger, Sydney Watts. A little bit of history between these two. Cut on and miss, back-to-back. Swings and misses for Watts, looking to strike out the side here in the top of the first. Tried to rise it up that ladder, but not chasing the rise ball that time. Metzger lays off, and the count moves to 1-2. Fitch donning the all-navy unis today with the white trim. Aurora in the gray pants with green look. Nice swing and hit out to left field, but Ashley McLean there to measure it up and put Metzger away for today's third out. Watch strikes out a pair here in the top of the first as the Greenmen go in order. We'll be back with the first look at the Falcons' bats right after this.
News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Welcome back, everybody. Ty Bartell, YSNLive.com, with the call of all the action in this softball contest today between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and the Aurora Greenmen. As the Greenmen went in order in the top of the first, now Aurora pitching. Coming up, it's McKenna Metzger for the Greenmen, and she'll be facing the batting order of the Falcons as follows. Ayla Ray leads things off as Caitlin Mitchell bats second. Sydney Watts batting third. Cleanup is McKenna Hogan. Batting fifth, Kylie Folkwine. Sixth is Sam Severn. Abby Toth bats seventh. Tina Montgomery batting eighth, and Maddie Butis rounds things out, batting ninth. Looking around the diamond defensively for Aurora, Sophie Petresh is at second base. Shortstop Arena Unverfirth is at short. Then in first is Maggie McVicker. Third base Avery Qualters. Then in the outfield, left field is Sophie Retton. Center fielder Abby D'Alessandro. Right fielder Madeline D'Alessandro. And behind the plate, Sophie Schechterman. Metzger readies up, deals the first pitch, and it's a strike to Ayla Ray. 0-1 to start. As we mentioned, both these teams, no strangers to success, multiple-time conference winners in the last couple years, consecutive wins in the Suburban American for the Greenmen, 3 consecutive for the Falcons. Both teams bring a lot of talent back that they possessed last year and ultimately look to be early season favorites to repeat in their conference, but of course, every season brings something different to the plate. Swing and a miss. And the count moves to 1-2 on Ayla Ray. Looks to be a premier pitching matchup, and this is one of those things that Fitch wants to see plenty of ahead of that tournament. Nice job just getting it and finding an open field. Ayla Ray does it again. The two-strike magician, Ayla Ray, gets a base hit to lead things off, and the Falcons already in business. Nobody out. Caitlin Mitchell coming up to bat.
Batting in the second position for the Lady Falcons is senior second baseman, number 4.
One of the seniors. Notre Dame College commit. Going to stay a Falcon after her tenure here at Fitch is done. First pitch, a ball snap throw to first by Schechterman, but back in safely is Ayla Ray. The aces of bases, Ayla Ray, not just getting on, but also stealing extra once she is aboard. The 1-0 shows the bunt, pulls it back. It's a strike anyway on Mitchell, and the count runs even.
Assistant Coach Bob Jones in the third base coaching box for the Fitch Falcons this afternoon with Assistant Coach Nicole Fiddler over at
Metzger having to use her hand to get the call from Schechterman behind the plate. Gets her call, fires in. Tries to raise up the ladder. Took a little something off of it. But the count moves ahead in Mitchell's favor now. As we said, beautiful. No clouds in the sky. Beautiful sun shining down on the field. Temperature, not quite what it looks like. A little deceiving as that one grounded off the turf over to the third baseman. Gloved, field, and thrown out. At first is Mitchell, but advancing to second on the hit. to the third baseman was Ayla Ray. Avery Qualters gets the out, one away, runner in second for Fitch.
Lead hole hitter for the Fitch Lady Falcons is sophomore pitcher number 5, Sydney Watts.
Now, Sydney Watts, an RBI opportunity, had 4 of them in the second game against the Howland Tigers in that 15-0 victory for the Falcons. Count starts out 0-1 on the called first pitch strike.
Should have said she pitched her 5th career no-hitter Tuesday, but that may come in another time as well.
Pitch is low in the turf and safe. The call at third. Able to get in there safely is Ayla Ray. Count 1-1 now on Watts. That one runs upstairs. Now ahead in the count is Watts with a runner 60 feet away from scoring today's opening run. Fitch looking for an early lead as Falcon faithful start to line up on the fence as seen out in right field. That one hit other way. It's a base hit to right field and an RBI single for Sydney Watts. Fitch up 1-0. Watts also tossing a no-hitter against the Tigers, a 5-inning no-hitter, 5th of her career in that contest against Allen after a 19 strikeout performance on opening day, her second one of her career in that matter. Fitch now up 1-0, still 1 down, and McKenna Hogan up to bat. Rachel Spalding going to be the pinch runner for Sydney Watts, courtesy runner.
Now batting fourth in cleanup for the Lady Falcons is senior catcher number 34, McKenna Hogan.
Speaking of taking it the other way, it's been one of McKenna Hogan's specialties throughout the early season, taking it where it's pitched. Tried to go low, and they get the called strike. Lower third of the zone does Metzger. 0-1 to start on Hogan. Greenman come in 3-1 on the season. Fitch 2-0. That one is fouled. Got a piece of it, did Hogan, but it goes out of play to the third base side. The 0-2 pitch from Metzger. Stays and up the ladder a little bit. No chase from Hogan. And the count now 1-2. Peeking through the glimmering sun. Metzger gets the call. Goes down the ladder. And leaving it low is Hogan. The count now evens 2-2. Baseball team for Austintown able to get a game in as the Notre Dame Cathedral Latin actually picked up a little bit late to come in today as that pop fly out to right, able to settle under it and retire Hogan for today's second out here in the bottom of the first. Nice job by Hogan again trying to take it the other way. Got a little bit underneath it in that exchange. And the right fielder Madeline D'Alessandro able to make the play out and right as Kylie Folkwine coming off of a monstrous day, both offensively and defensively. A great diving catch in center against the Tigers, as well as a home run, triple. Both of those first of her careers, and a first pitch strike called on Folkwine. 0-1 to start. Getting a call, Metzger tries to get one over the plate, goes a bit outside. Straight up defense being played on Folkwine, 2 on each sides of the infield. Swing and a miss, up the ladder goes Metzger, and chasing was Folkwine, 1-2. Falcons supposed to be welcoming in the Menor Cardinals on Friday, but seeing how the forecast is supposed to play out tomorrow. We'll see if that does indeed happen. That seems to be the case for a number of games that are scheduled to be going off tomorrow. And a called third strike on the 2-2 pitch to Falkwine. Metzger gets out with minimal damage done, but the Austintown Fitch Falcons strike first on a Sidney Watts RBI single that brings home a Luray. Fitch 1, Greenman 0 after 1. We'll be back with the start of the second inning after this on ysnlive.com.
We know when it comes to insurance, you have so many choices. But if you're looking for someone who lives in your community, someone who cheers for your community, and someone who works for your community like you're part of our family, well then please let us introduce ourselves. Hi, we're Heiner Insurance. How can we help?
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the second inning as the Aurora Bats coming back through as we get through the middle of the order now. Sophie Retton, Maggie McVicker, and Sophie Schechterman all scheduled to bat. Team is very reminiscent of the Fitch volleyball team with the amount of Jordans that you see. You see a ton of Sophies on this Aurora Greenman team. First pitch swinging, cutting on, and Retton fouls it off over the Aurora dugout on the first base side. It goes 0-1. Greenman now trailing by 1. Going to look to get that run back off of Watts, who has yet to allow one through her first 2 games of the season. Watts, matter of fact, has only allowed a single hit throughout the first 2 games. 2 hits through the first 2 games of the season.
3 walks, 26 strikeouts before today. She now has 28.
Both those hits coming from Zoe King of the Howland Tigers. The 0-2. Called strike 3 and another strikeout for Watts. Number 3 on the day as she retires Retton for today's top of the second's first out, I should say.
Now coming to the plate and batting 5th in the order for Aurora.
And Maggie McVicker.
Senior at first base, number 21, Maggie McVicker.
As McVicker going to get her first hacks against Watts. Goes cutting on that first pitch and comes up empty 0-1. Watts tries to change the eye level on that approach. Not chasing, though, as McVicker, and evens the count. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. A little bit late to that party, and the count now 1-1. As the count now 2-2. Watts toes the rubber. McVicker ready in the box, the 2-2. Did she go? They're going to check it, and she said they did. McVicker down on strikes, back-to-back Ks to start the top of the second. Watts now up to 4 on the day.
30 on the season.
And now is my man, Mr. Bob Gugliotti, Reminds us that's number 30 now on the running count for Sydney Watts. 10% of the way to a repeat 300 season after she was able to eclipse the 300 mark a season ago. 0-1 the count to start on Sophie Schechterman. Catcher for the Greenmen, swinging out of the left-handed side of the batter's box. She takes that pitch for a strike, so a swinging strike and a strike looking, and Watts already way up ahead in the count. Aurora going to look for a 2-out base runner. Watts looking to send him down in order. Goes way up the ladder and clips off of Hogan's glove to the backstop. 1-2. And Schechterman now with the count 1-2. Left-handers ready. The pitch from Watts, swing and a miss. Strikes out the side. Does Sydney Watts, as the Aurora Greenmen have gone down 5 times today by way of the K. Down in order are the Greenmen. We're going to the Fitch half of the inning. Bottom of the second coming up right after this.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means we want to take care of the community that takes care of us too.
And we have to work together always. And that's how you stay in business for 40 years.
You know, I love being a helper because when I help somebody, it makes me feel good.
It means a lot that I can make a difference in others' lives.
So I will do everything I can and just being there for them every step of the way.
I want them to know within the first 5 minutes that they could depend on me. That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
It's the bottom of the second. The Falcons leading it 1-0 against the Aurora Greenmen, trying to add on to their lead as coming up and leading things off is Sammy Severn, Abby Toth, Tina Montgomery. The 3 Falcons due up in this half of the inning. First pitch ball to Severn. Jumps ahead of the count against Metzger. Metzger allowed minimal damage in the first despite the 2 early hits with just 1 out. Able to evade any further damage. He's expecting a pitcher's duel, and there's going to be quite a few of those we expect this season between the Falcons and the teams they bring in and the teams they go on the road to face. A lot of good competition. Iron sharpens iron is the theme before those tournaments. Swing and a miss. Severn. Count evens on her now, 2-2. Was ahead in the count, saw something she liked, just a little bit late to the party on it. 2-2. That one chopped. Nice play by Metzger. Shows off the leather, grabs a hold of it. The toss to first and the recorded out, number 1 of Severn. That was a great play that time. Metzger takes a jab at it, grabs a piece of it, flicks it over to McVicker. 1 away. Abby Toth. Another freshman getting some hacks. A lot of young players mixed in with some seniority on this Falcons squad. It's part of the reason, though, that they've had so much sustained success is a lot of younger players come in to produce, and then by the time they're juniors and seniors, you have another crop of freshmen that are also playing alongside the senior leadership. That one stays fair. McVicker just going to wait and apply the tag, the Toth, for the second out here in the bottom of the second. Bad break for Toth. Stayed just inside of the line. McVicker was there to play it. 2 quick outs for the Greenmen, and Metzger looking for a 1-2-3 inning of the Falcons as Tina Montgomery. Montgomery swings, clips a piece of it. 0-1 off the foul.
Dimensions of the Down both fair foul pole lines, it's 190 feet and 220 feet to straightaway center field. The placard is coming sometime this week.
0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Count 0-2, looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Tosses a beautiful changeup in there, does Metzger. And it catches Montgomery looking. Falcons are set down in order as the score stays 1-0 after 2 innings of play. We're going to the top of the third. Greenman bats coming back up after this.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
If you can dream it, you can live it. Enjoy outdoor living at its finest with outdoor furniture at Sheely's. Whether hosting picnics or dining al fresco, with outdoor dining sets, you can bring family and friends together. You can create an outdoor oasis for your patio or deck, perfect for relaxing summer evenings. And unwind under the stars when you cozy up to a nice fire. Savor the season with outdoor living at Sheely's. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the third inning. Getting ready to get underway. It's the bottom of the order for Aurora. Abby D'Alessandro, Madeline D'Alessandro, and Avery Qualters. A little bit of a bunt swing attempt from D'Alessandro. And 0-1 the count as it tips off the backstop fence. Blink and you'll miss a couple of these innings. Pitchers are working tremendously fast, getting through the offense. Fitch got that early run, and that can prove to be mightily important come the latter innings. Count 0-2 on Abby D'Alessandro. Aurora, one of the more respected programs, especially in girls sports in Portage County, as the volleyball squad and the Falcons met a couple years ago as Sydney Watts records another strikeout, number 6 on the day for Watts. The Greenmen and the Falcons met in the volleyball tournament a couple of years ago, and what was a thrilling comeback from Fitch after Greenmen led 2-0 in sets. Falcons were able to rattle off 3 consecutive wins to advance in that one. And foul ball is called. First pitch, it clipped off of Madeline D'Alessandro's bat, but the question was, did it clip off the knob of the bat or did it clip off the hand? Home plate umpire checked the first base side, and the first base umpire had the same call as the home plate umpire, and it was foul. Count now 0-2 after the called strike by Sydney Watts. And she is just dealing, man. Really efficient right now. Focused, working at a good rhythm, good pace right now in that circle. The 0-2 delivery. Left it a little bit low. Great eye by Madeline D'Alessandro. That one just about knee high.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it's 1-2, yes.
Third base side, just checking things off with the home plate umpire, making sure the same call. We're all squared away. The 1-2. Left it low. And getting herself back into the count now, Madeline D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro also played with Ayla and Sid on the Wolfpack squad. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts of Madeline and Abby D'Alessandro. That is now 7 for Sydney Watts. Unbelievable. She continues to just keep on rolling. 2 down here in the top of the third. And Avery Qualters going to get her first looks at it. Trying to turn it over to the top of the order. She cuts on and misses the first pitch. And raising it up the ladder. Looks like she put some extra gas in the tank for that one. 0-1 to start. Tried to show bunt and get it on the turf. Got a piece of it, but it goes right to the backstop, and the count now goes to 0-2. Qualters looking to stay alive. Watts looking to send him down in order once again, and she does. Back-to-back innings, striking out the side as Watts has struck out 8 of the first 9 in the ball game. We're through the top of the third. Falcon bats coming up in the bottom half of the inning after this, with the Falcons leading it 1-0.
The environment in the hospital can be very intense for a patient. Being able to put a smile on their face brightens up my day. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is nursing. What I love about studying nursing is that it takes you out of the classroom and into the lab. It's really hands-on. The professors here push you to be your absolute best, so if you want it, you gotta work hard for it. I am so excited about my future. I'm Shantiana and I am why I'm proud.
We're right back here for the start of the bottom of the third inning. Correction on that. It was Avery Qualters used to play for the same team as Ayla Sid, which is the Wolfpack on a traveling team. And then it was D'Alessandro who played with Ayla Sid on Valley Extreme. So a lot of connections between these squads on both sides. First pitch taken by Maddie Butis. It's a called strike, 0-1. Maddie Butis then the top of the order, and Ayla Ray, Caitlin Mitchell due up for the bottom of the third here for Fitch. Butis first hacks against Metzger. She gets the count even. Ball 1-1. Butis swings and fouls it back. Count now 1-2. Still fighting through the sun. Metzger gets the call from Schechterman behind the plate, fires it, and going the opposite way, but they're measuring it up. Nicely done by Petrash, the second baseman, able to leave her feet to get the grab for the out number 1. Robbing Butis of a base hit.
That sends the Lady Falcons soaring to the top of the batting order in flight. Shortstop number 12, Ayla Ray.
Ayla Ray came into today batting .667. Obviously upped her batting average with a leadoff single to start the game. Ray also getting her first home run of the season. She's brought in 2 RBIs on that 2 home run.
That's a 714 batting average.
Batting average now up to 714 as the human calculator, Bob Gugliotti, fires off with a 5-for-7 start of the season. She takes that pitch outside, 1-0. Ray with 1 out, looking to reset the table for the Falcons, trying to add some insurance runs to this slim 1-0 advantage. Metzger deals the 1-0. That one fouled off the turf. Stays in play for a bounce, but takes a wicked roll to the first base side, and it goes foul. Had that stayed fair, that might have made for an interesting play. Petrash was breaking for the first base side, but I don't know if they were going to be able to glove and field it in time to retire the speedy Ray. Ray tries to go through the hole. She goes the other way, right past the outreached diving arm of Rhea Unverfurth at short for the base hit. And Ayla Ray, what else can you say? Nothing but impressive is the bat of the junior. Always finds a way to make solid contact, takes it where it's pitched, and is just as dangerous with 2 strikes as she is with none. Caitlin Mitchell up to bat. Ayla Ray at first, 1 down for Fitch. Shows bunt. Mitchell pulls it back, called strike. Ray gets caught in between, and the play, throw from Schechterman out to Unverfurth and dropped before the transfer throw could be completed to first, and Ray gets back in there safely. The 0-1. Mitchell thought about pulling the trigger, held it back. They say no swing after the check and the appeal from home plate umpire to the bases. Count moves to 1-1. Scoreboard Yahtzee 1-1. The count, 1 out. First inning, runner at first, and foul ball called, and 1-2. The count now on Mitchell. Gonna look to try to keep it in play with 2 strikes. Perhaps get Ray into scoring position for Watts, who waits in the on-deck circle. Leaving it up. Count evens now, 2-2. Fitch up on NDCL in the second inning, 1-0 on the baseball side of things right now. Over at Richard L. Coppola Field. Non-conference day at the ballpark here in Austintown. Trying to go up the middle. Caitlin Mitchell will do just that. Back-to-back base hits after 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Caitlin Mitchell slaps it up through center field. And Sydney Watts has a couple ducks on the pond and a chance to add some runs to the Falcon lead. Watts has the lone RBI on the day with an RBI single back in the first. 1 for 1 in her 1 look against Metzger. First pitch, and she tried to make it a 4-0 game in 1 swing of the bat. But Metzger, nice pitch, able to get it by Watts. The 0-1. Laid off of it did Watts, and the count runs even on her. As Metzger gets the called strike, took something off of it and laid it in there beautifully on Watts. Only this week and 1 more week of regular season softball that the Falcons will be here in Ohio before taking the spring break down to the Grand Strand Classic at Myrtle Beach to play some competition from all around the nation. And of course, don't forget, your sports network, YSN Live, will be there for the coverage of all the action, as we will have those free streams up and ready for you in sunny Myrtle Beach. Count runs full, and this is what you live for in the softball diamond. Big moment coming up here. The payoff from Metzger. Left it up high. Watts didn't chase. The bases are full for McKenna Hogan. And McKenna Hogan in these positions has been dangerous in the early going of the season. And another big RBI opportunity for the cleanup bat of Austintown. And this is going to draw a meeting in the circle. Infield comes in, as well as Schechterman from behind the plate. Going to have a conversation about how they want to play this situation. Key point in the ball game as the Falcons can add to their advantage. Aurora and Metzger obviously can still get out of it. They're trying to dial up that double play. Is likely one of the conversations in here. Do you want to try to get the 2-for-1 opportunity and try to force Hogan to put it into play, try to get it or keep it on the ground? Hogan, though, not just a dead pool hitter, able to hit it all sides of the field. So got to ensure you have it played straight up, and that's exactly how they do it, do the Greenmen. Not really pinching on any corner, not pinching up the middle either. First pitch, it's a strike, 0-1. If you're Hogan, just getting something in play in the air, likely going to be beneficial here for the Falcons and trying to double their lead from 1-2. The 0-1. Nice whack from Hogan, getting it measured up in center field, and what a throw from the center fielder, trying to get tagged up from first all the way. Dropped the ball at home. That's safe as Ayla Ray. She scores as Schechterman couldn't hold on to it. Another run scores. There's 2 out in the inning, and first and foremost, what a play by Abby D'Alessandro. I knew we had a center fielder for the Greenmen out there. I didn't know there was a cannon out there, though. What a throw from Abby D'Alessandro from center to home. And it would have beaten Ayla Ray. Ray retreated. It looked like they had Caitlin Mitchell caught up in a rundown. In the midst of that rundown, Ayla Ray breaks for home. The throw beats her to home, but Schechterman couldn't hold on to the ball after the dive home from Ayla Ray. Scoring is Ray. Fitch takes a 2-0 lead. 2 down. Runners at second and third, and an 0-1 count now on Kylie Folkwine. So all that just to say, McKenna Hogan did her job. She drove in a run. RBI for Hogan as that one hit out to right. It drops in. Kylie Folkwine gets the base hit, and another run is going to score following Mitchell. It's Rachel Spalding. Falcons double their lead once again. Kylie Folkwine gets the 2 RBI single. And boy, oh boy, since opening day, she's gotten a hit in every single game. She's moved up the order every single point. She's at that 5-hole now. And it's looking to be a dangerous spot of the lineup. The closer and closer we get through the middle point to the middle point of this season, the bats of Watts, Hogan, and Folkwine going to make a dangerous 3-4-5 part of the lineup. 0-1-7 gets it on the ground, hits a third, making the glove, field, and throw is Avery Qualters to retire 7. Falcons get a big crooked number of a 3-run third inning, thanks in part to Kylie Folkwine, 2 RBI single, and McKenna Hogan bringing home a run as well. Fitch 4, Aurora 0. After 3, we go to the top of the 4th, and we'll be back after this.
How lucky are we to have not one, but 2 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means taking care of our local customers.
Realizing, number one, that we're here for them.
To do anything that would convenience the customer.
And every day I'll go the extra mile so they can trust us.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Ty Bartell and YSNLive.com back with the call of all the action here in the top of the 4th inning of the Austintown Fitch Falcons versus the Aurora Greenmen here for the softball contest. Aurora now trails at 4-0 after 3 innings of play. Falcons put a crooked number 3 run third together to really give themselves some comfort and insurance runs on the board. Swing and a miss. Sophie Petrash gets her second look against Watts as 1, 2, 3 due up in the order to start this top of the 4th. Looking for a different call. Watts gets it, feeds to the plate, raises up the ladder. Petrash doesn't offer 1-1. The 1-1. Back-to-back pitches. Couple rungs too high on the ladder. And Petrash moves ahead in the count now. Sophie Petrash, Raina Unverfurth, and McKenna Metzger, the 3 due up for the Greenmen. Swing and a miss as a challenge pitch by Watts. Couldn't draw contact, and the count now 2-2. Swing and a miss. What a sequence by Sydney Watts. She comes back to get the strikeout, falling down 2-1. 2 straight pitches, 2 straight swings and misses, and another strikeout as Watts, now 9 strikeouts out of the first 10 here to start the game. First pitch, low for a ball on Raina Unverfurth. The toss went to Ayla Ray. I don't know if it clipped off of Unverfurth. Some jokes being exchanged near the home plate between Hogan and Unverfurth. And the swing and a miss. 1-1. Corners are pinching while middle is pinching in. Caitlin Mitchell at second base. Montgomery at third. And that one is tipped full swing, not the bunt swing that time by Unverfurth. And that is 1-2 now, the count. Peeking in, getting the call. Watts, the 1-2. Left it outside for a ball. Count now evens. Shadows starting to creep towards the circle. Going to be a factor at some point in this ball game, likely. But still, straight sunshine from home plate from the circle. And another swing and a miss. 10 strikeouts for Sydney Watts. And she's only faced 11 batters. 2 down, top of the 4th. And McKenna Metzger, the lone batter that has not gone down by way of the K. A fly out to left field her first time up. She takes a first pitch strike, riding it low, 0-1. Metzger awaits the 0-1. Wow. Talk about changing the approach, changing direction, going south and then right up north. And draws the swing. 0-2 offering. That one, able to get a piece of it. First base side, it's going to go out of play. Bounce just before entering the baseball bullpen, which sits in deep left field at Richard L. Coppola Field for the home team Falcons.
Hi, I'm going to educate you. Coppola Field. Go see him on Grim Heights Avenue in Struthers and he'll tell you.
At 0-2 offering, it's 1-2.
After 28 seasons and 453 wins, so insist.
That one goes right to the backstop.
Air priority mail on that.
That was a rise ball that just kept on rising. 2-2.
Those Falcons on Sky.
Nice job by Metzger
The old Skype.
to get herself back even in the count after falling behind 0-2. Two's across the scoreboard, the pitch. And again gets a piece of it. Metzger putting a battle together against Watts, the former teammates. The 2-2 from Watts. And another foul ball. Does it stay in play? No, it does not. Beyond the reach of McKenna Hogan behind the backstop. And once again, we'll do it at 2-2. Seeing a lot of pitches this at bat. Metzger doing a good job of drawing contact too, getting the timing down of Watts. The more pitches you see, typically favors the batter. 2-2. And a nice hit. Left center field. Left field, I should say. It goes as a base hit for Metzger. And what a battle from Metzger. And she gets a base hit for her efforts. What an at-bat. First hit of the game for the Greenmen. Comes here with 2 down, top of the 4th inning. And a courtesy runner for Metzger as Miller comes in as the runner for Metzger. Sophie Retton steps into the box, right-handed bat. Looking to get a little 2-out rally started.
At the plate now for the Greenmen's left fielder number 2, Sophie Retton.
Swing and a foul back from Retton. 0-1 to start. First time traffic's been aboard for Watts in this game as Miller sits at first. Retton looking to get some more ducks on the pond. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Back-to-back heaters. Gets Watts ahead in the count. Looking to send it to the bottom of the 4th. Watts steps in. Gets the call. She's ready. Retton's ready. The 0-2. Fouled back. And it's over the press box, known as the perch, and out of play. Retton able to get a piece of the 0-2 pitch, stay alive. That one over the head of Hogan, off to second and safe. On heads-up base running that time by Miller, gets her into scoring position, and Retton with a 1-2 count has an RBI opportunity and a chance to score the first run of the game, the first run of the season, rather, against Sydney Watts, and the first run of the game for the Greenmen. Again, staying alive, but a little bit of a weak contact approach as it goes inside on the hands of Retton, and it goes to the third base side where Tina Montgomery plays the foul ball for out number 3. Leaving a runner stranded at second are the Greenmen, but they do get their first hit from Metzger. It's Fitch 4, Greenmen 0 after the top of the 4th inning. We go back to the Falcon side of things. Falcon bats coming up after this.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
HVAC causing havoc? Has your furnace gone mad? Commercial or residential, 24/7. Call your hometown hero. Call Mighty Mike.
Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the fourth inning as the bottom of the Falcon order due up. Abby Toth, Tina Montgomery, as well as Maddie Butis. Swing and a miss for Toth. Starting out 0-1 as Metzger fires a first pitch strike by Toth. Falcons scoring a run in the first, 3 runs in the third to make up this 4-0 lead. The 0-1 again kept it down that first base side, and again McVicker able to stay in front of it, step on the bag, and 1 down. Not the first time the Falcons have hit it to McVicker and kept it just inside of that first base foul line. And first baseman McVicker has made a range of solid plays today for the Greenmen. 1 away, bottom of the fourth, first pitch. It's a strike, 0-1 to start. That's Tina Montgomery. Awaits the 0-1. That one rises a little bit too much for Metzger, and the count 1-1. Despite the sun shining, still not a warm day to say the least. And still, for the pitchers in the circle, you got to imagine they're still doing the usuals with weather like this when you're towing the sub-50-degree mark, trying to make sure you have constant feeling in those fingertips, too, to execute those pitches. Keep those hands warm as much as you can. Keep them moving. 2-2. Two pitchers working super efficiently. We're an hour through this one. 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth already.
It's 47 at 6 o'clock.
2-2. Did Montgomery hold up on it? Yes, she did. 3-2. Count runs full.
47 and feels like 42 at 6 o'clock.
Payoff pitch coming up to Montgomery. And nice job. Montgomery lays off for the walk, and worked a really good at-bat against Metzger. Got the count full in her favor. And a 1-out base runner for Fitch, and Maddie Butis.
Number 18, Maddie Butis.
Butis made solid contact her first time up. Just hit it right at an infielder. Showed bunt pitch was in there for a strike. The snap throw to first. Little mishandled and bobbled out of the glove. So back in safely was Montgomery. 0-1, 1 down. Runner at first here. Butis takes, called strike 2, and quickly ahead of the count. 0-2 is Metzger. Ayla Ray has moved into the on-deck circle. 2 hits on the day for Ayla Ray. Swing and a miss. Metzger not messing around that time. Wasn't going to try to force a chase. Challenged. Got the strikeout. 2 away now. Bottom of the fourth.
Heading back to the top of the Fitch batting order, shortstop number 12, Ayla Ray.
The lethal left-handed swinging Ayla Ray back in the batter's box. 2 for 2 day already. And a first pitch ball. Superb hand-eye coordination. Quickness of getting that bat through the box is what makes Ray so tough to go against. And as we saw against Talon, the power is starting to come with that bat as well. Always made great contact, but now there's a little extra punch added to these hits. And Ayla Ray has that kind of approach that you hate to face as a pitcher, and maybe a sign of respect being shown by Metzger, not throwing a ton over that plate. The 3-0. That time went right through the zone. Laid off on it did Ray, and it's 3-1. Hitters count. The 3-1. Ray takes outside for a ball, and the 3-1 pitch results in a second walk of the inning. 2 down. Runners at first and second. Caitlin Mitchell, who is 1 for 2 now on the day.
Now at the dish, second baseman number 4, Caitlin Mitchell.
The 0-0. Mitchell takes first pitch strike. Tina Montgomery at second. Ayla Ray at first. If Mitchell is to reach, Sydney Watts has waiting in the on-deck circle. 0-1 touches some turf, and it's 1-1. One and one again. Mitchell, a little late on that swing, slices it the opposite way, but way foul. 1-2. Looking to extend the inning is Mitchell. Trying to get it to the middle of the order. Metzger looking to toss another 0 on the board for the Greenmen. The 1-2. Laid off the outside pitch. 2-2 now. The 2-2 offering. And called strike 3 as went up in the zone, got the top corner, and retired Mitchell on strikes. Falcons will strand a pair as the score remains 4-0 after 4. Top of the 5th inning, and the Aurora Bats getting another chance to get a run against Watts after this.
If you can dream it, you can live it. Enjoy outdoor living at its finest with outdoor furniture at Sheely's. Whether hosting picnics or dining al fresco, with outdoor dining sets, you can bring family and friends together. You can create an outdoor oasis for your patio or deck, perfect for relaxing summer evenings. And unwind under the stars when you cozy up to a nice fire. Savor the season with outdoor living at Sheely's. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
Top of the 5th inning as the Falcons have had firm control since the first. They got a little bit of insurance runs with that 3-run third, but it hasn't moved from a 4-0 ball game since that point. First pitch swinging, and it's popped straight up for Maggie McVicker, and able to play it nicely was Abby Toth for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Sophie Schechterman now coming up to bat. Strikeout victim her first time up. Watts has fanned 10 in today's contest through 4 1/3.
Number 4, Sophie Schechterman.
First pitch, it's a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Called strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Still possesses so much power and still can baffle hitters even in the 5th inning, second time around too. Continues to be impressive. Watts can't force the chase. Aurora has done a superb job of continuously getting better of laying off that rise ball that has claimed so many victims by way of the K over the short season and some change career of Sydney Watts so far. That's also claimed quite a few victims. The challenge pitch right down Broadway as Sydney Watts goes into the gas tank and fires by a fastball for strikeout number 11. Here in the top of the 5th inning, there's 2 down for Abby D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro lays down the bump, but it ends up right in the glove of Sydney Watts. Heads up fielding by Watts from bat to leather. Watts, what a gold glove effort on that. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 5th inning. Some quick outs by the Falcons to allow for a quick top half of the 5th. Falcons bats coming right back up. Remain ahead 4-0. Bottom of the 5th after this.
Reliability, innovation, scale. These 3 values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the bottom of the 5th inning and the middle of the order coming up for Fitch. Sydney Watts, McKenna Hogan, Kylie Folkwine. Mentioned earlier that this is starting to become a very dangerous part of the order. First pitch, though, and similar result to what we saw in the top half of the inning. A first pitch swing that ends up in an instant out. As a soft liner to first. Grabbed by McVicker, 1 down as Watts retired on the liner.
Now batting catcher, number 34, McKenna Hogan.
McKenna Hogan, they're looking for 2-2, but unable to make the play. Schechterman looking straight up into the sun. Had some glove on it for a brief second, but in a case like this, too, they talk about the issue with the overcast at times. There's also issue with blue skies and looking straight up into the sun. The sun actually fires in from right behind the plate. So you're looking right up into it.
That's the first error I'm charging to anybody here.
As first error, though, getting charged in today's contest for either team. A superb defense being played from both squads. 0-2, the count now on McKenna Hogan as she stays alive and takes the ball 1-2. The 1-2. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. Hogan gets back to even. Hogan looking for a one-out rally to start. Add some more insurance to the Falcon score. Try to go the other way, and look at McKenna Hogan continuing to take it where it's pitched. She gets a base hit 3 consecutive games as she one-out base runner sets the table slightly for Kylie Folkwine coming up. And Morgan Roby going to be the courtesy runner for Hogan with 1 down.
Courtesy pinch runner at first base for McKenna Hogan. Number 42, freshman Morgan Roby. At the plate for the Lady Falcons,
Kylie Folkwine. 1 down. Runner at first. Folkwine, 1 for 2 on the day. Drove in a pair. Pitch is a ball, 1-0. Home plate umpire so impressed with Metzger's last pitch. Took his breath away. He seems to be okay, too. Maybe a swallowed sunflower seed or 1-0, the count. That one fouled off by Folkwine. Knocked on the chain link door just on the first base side. 1-1. Folkwine, another one that's been doing a really good job taking it all over the field, and that's really has been one of the cases, one of the themes rather of this Falcons team hitting wise is their ability to just hit it where it's pitched all over the field, and that makes them that much dangerous. As a wild pitch advances a runner into scoring position as Morgan Roby advances. And now a chance for added offense for the Falcons. Schechterman wants a brief conversation with Metzger. Just a pitcher-catcher battery convo real quick. Infielders from each corner talking to the middle infielder lined up on each side. That's Kylie Folkwine with a 2-1 count on her. RBI opportunity once again. Count now 3-1. Hitters count on Folkwine. The 3-1. Taking all the way. It's a ball. And a walk with a runner at second and 1 down. Now turns it to the bottom of the order. Runners at first and second. Ashley McLean looks to get a bat. The speedy McLean. Going to get her first look at Metzger.
Now coming up for her first plate appearance this afternoon for the Lady Falcons.
Batting as the from the flex, batting for Sammy Severn, who was the designated player at the 6-hole. McLean could be an instance of laying something down to with her speed. And she shows it, pulls it back for the strike. And Morgan Roby watches Schechterman try to chase her down, but was also aware of the center fielder, D'Alessandro, breaking in from the outfield. Corners start to pinch a little bit, awaiting another potential bunt attempt from the speedy McLean. She takes for the strike. Count 0-2. And no throw from Schechterman. Morgan Roby has looked back to the base at second. 1 down, bottom of the 5th inning. 0-2 the count on Ashley McLean. Morgan Roby's at second. Over at first is Kylie Folkwine. The 0-2. McLean takes. It's clipped off the glove of Schechterman. Pass ball on Schechterman. Allows both base runners to advance into scoring position. And the Falcons an opportunity to add to their lead. As McLean going to have to wait the 1-2 offering as another meeting in the circle coming up. During this meeting, let's take a real quick break. We're going to thank our friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
I'm Tracy, and I can make your car buying experience as simple as finding a vehicle you love, getting you approved for financing that works for you, and giving you the customer service you deserve. Find out how easy purchasing a vehicle can be this tax season at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Of course, we thank our friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet at Austintown and all of our sponsors that make games like this completely possible to be streamed free to all of your homes throughout the course of the regular season. And, of course, if you want to become a sponsor for ysnlive.com, you can check out our advertising page, ysnlive.com/advertise, to find the package that best fits you and your company. Again, ysnlive.com/advertise. As coming back with a big strikeout, Metzger retires Ashley McLean down swinging, and the Falcons at risk of stranding 2 more base runners at second, third. Samantha Hines now going to get her first at-bat of the game.
Number 57 or junior Samantha Hines, 57.
As Hines takes a first pitch strike. Metzger, the 0-1. Samantha Hines holds off. It's 1-1. Metzger trying to keep it at a manageable deficit for the Greenmen, the 1-1. And Hines hits it to the first base dugout, right off the Greenmen's top of their dugout. And the count goes to 1-2. Metzger now stands 1 pitch away of getting out of the inning. Minor jam. Folkwine's at second. Roby is at third. The 1-2. And Hines goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for McKenna Metzger, and she retires the Falcons after getting into a bit of a jam. Stranding 2 in scoring position for Austintown. We're through 5 innings of play. Austintown 4. Aurora 0. We go to the top of the 6th. Be back. Ty Bartell, ysnlive.com, right after this.
One error on the foul pop that allowed.
How lucky are we to have not one, but 2 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall, Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the 6th inning, as the shadows that we talked about were going to start playing a factor, have now encompassed, or engulfed rather, half of the circle, as Julia Miller going to get her first look against Watts. She leads things off here for the Greenmen. Cuts on and misses. First pitch swinging, it's 0-1. Update of scoring across the way for the baseball team. The Austintown Fitch Falcons lead Notre Dame Cathedral Latin 3-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 0-1 is fouled back, 0-2 now. As Miller looking to get a leadoff base runner aboard for the Greenmen as they try to get on the comeback trail, down by 4. No chase from Miller. Left it in the air, 1-2. Wants his 1-2. Miller tries to find some outfield grass out past the diving Ayla Ray. Getting a single, the toss to first by Mitchell and diving back in safely. Look at Miller with a base hit against Sydney Watts. And through the first 3 games, it's actually quite the honor. Only 4 hits against her. 3 batters have only gotten a hit. Zoe King owns 2 of those for the Tigers. McKenna Metzger here from the Greenmen has 1. And now Julia Miller with 1 as well. Nobody out, and that's big for the Greenmen to get that leadoff runner aboard. First pitch, it's a ball, 1-0. As Avery Qualters, 9-hole hitter, trying to turn it over into the top as Sophie Petrash has moved to the on-deck circle. The 1-0. Shows bunt. It's low. 2-0. Hogan fakes the throw, keeps it, and it's 2-0. Chance, huge chance now with a 2-0 count for the Greenmen to try to get a pair aboard and set the table for the top of the order. The 2-0 to Qualters. Challenge pitch, and it's bunted way back and out of play behind the backstop fence. So the count now, 2 balls and a strike on Qualters. As Qualters played on that Wolfpack team, as aforementioned, with both Ayla Ray and Sydney Watts. So no stranger to Watts as a person. As Qualters having a brief conversation, third base side. Watts talks with her infield. The 2-1, Watts to Qualters. Qualters goes swinging, fouls it off. Right side over the first base side, and out of play. Count 2-2, runner at first, that is Miller. Yes, Qualters gets called for the strike as Watts finds the inner third of the plate and freezes her for strikeout number 1 here in this inning. Out number 1 here in this inning as well. And 11 on the game. Back to the top, Sophie Petrash. Third looks now coming up against Watts, and that pitch gets fouled back 0-1. Petrash gets the call from Coach Petrash. Is showing bunt to start. Waving off. Corners are pinched defensively. The pitch. Called strike. Got it past Petrash. And the count goes to 0-2. The 0-2. Up high for a ball. And the count now 1-2. As Watts, the 1-2, gets the called strikeout. And back-to-back Ks for another out here in this one. Just unbelievable. Another strikeout here in this inning. 2 away here in the top of the 6th.
Shortstop number 32, Raina Unverfurth.
As Raina Unverfurth going to try to get it to Metzger and shows the bunt. Tries to lay it down, but it goes foul. 0-1. Some exciting teams that the Falcons going to be playing down in Myrtle Beach. Teams from Anderson, Kentucky, Bainbridge, South Carolina, Greenbrier Christian, Virginia, Elizabeth Seton, Maryland, and Mountain DeSales, Maryland as well. So teams from, like we said, quite literally all over the nation. That ball goes foul as well. 0-2.
At the end of this half inning, Ty, you're going to have to go through that list again of who they're playing in Myrtle Beach.
1 pitch away for Sydney Watts to get out of this 6th inning. And that is fouled back. Unverfurth stays alive for at least another pitch. The Greenmen led off with a base hit to start the inning as Miller reached, but back-to-back strikeouts by Watts and getting ahead in the count against Unverfurth. 0-2 leaves the Falcons 1 pitch away from getting out of the minor jam. The 0-2 looked like she took a piece off of it, but it ran away on her. And Watts with the ball to Unverfurth. Keeps her alive in the box. Unverfurth looking for some open grass. The 1-2. Puts a nice swing on it. Going to be trouble. It drops in between both Caitlin Mitchell and Kylie Folkwine. And a base hit for Raina Unverfurth. Nice job. Nice approach. And the Greenmen have 2 hits in the inning. And McKenna Metzger coming up, and a chance for her to get some runs aboard for the Greenmen to cut into this deficit. She's 1 for 2 on the day against Watts. 3rd look, she's flown out to left and had a base hit that way. First offering, checked her swing, it clipped off the bat anyway, 0-1. Miller at second, Unverfurth at first. McKenna Metzger at the plate. Greenman trail by 4, looking to get some runs back. 2 down, top of the 6th. Lays off the high pitch. 1-1 now. Caitlin Mitchell looks to be the one, second base side, holding the runner at second in Miller. The 1-1 from Watts. Called strike, outside edge, 1-2. Metzger, in her last at-bat, had quite a battle, including a number of foul balls against Sydney Watts. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Watts gets even with Metzger. A strikeout for a hit on the day, and it leaves a pair stranded for the Greenmen. We're through the top of the 6th inning. Falcons bats coming back up, bottom half, and a 4-0 Fitch lead after this.
Aurora Greenmen, they threaten but do not.
You can see these players get to know these names, get to know these coaches at a more personal level than truly you ever did before. And I think YSN has been a big influential factor in bringing us that level of personal connection that we haven't seen any other company truly be able to do. If my legacy goes down as being the voice of the Austintown Fitch Falcons, I can hang my hat on that and be proud of it at the end of the day. My name is Ty Bartell, and my sports network is your sports network.
Your culinary adventure awaits at Legends Food and Drink. Experience a welcoming ambiance while you explore our appetizing menu featuring over 20 meals under $20 and over 30 lunches for $12 or less. Our private dining room seat between 10 and 20 at no additional cost. And don't forget our spacious 35-seat bar for your favorite sporting event. Book your special occasion in our elegant banquet room that seats up to 150 comfortably. Legends.
Bottom of the 6th inning as Tina Montgomery leads things off for the Falcons. She takes a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1 to start. It's Tina Montgomery, Maddie Butis, Ayla Ray. The 3 up due for Fitch here in the bottom of the 6th. Montgomery cuts on that one, but fouls it straight back. Quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 is Metzger.
Next half inning time, we got to go through the Grand Strand Classic teams again. We'll do that before
The 0-2 as Montgomery takes, and it's just a bit outside for Metzger, 1-2. Metzger, outside of that third inning where a little bit of a hiccup, some hits that went the way of the Falcons, has pitched a really good game to this point. As the strikeout completed by the toss to first by Schechterman.
The strikeout completed on the 2-3 play. Sophie Schechterman to first baseman Maggie McVicker. Now batting for the Lady Falcons for right fielder Maddie Butis for her first plate appearance. Number 33, sophomore Madison Haney.
One Maddie for another. Madison Haney now up to bat, getting her first look against Metzger. And 1 the pitch to Madison Haney. Chops it first base side. It goes foul. Part of a really good family, too. Dad, Shane Haney. Awesome guy all around, too. Just an awesome family all the way around are the Haneys here. The 0-2. Did she go around? They say the umpire says no, she did not. But the appeal from home plate to first base says the strikeout is completed. So there's 2 away now here in the bottom half of the 6th. Nice job by Metzger, and good heads-up awareness by Metzger to ask for the appeal. Schechterman does. Home plate umpire does. Bases umpire rings up Haney. 2 down, and Ayla Ray swings and fouls that one off, 0-1. Ray has been aboard all 3 times today. Two of which have been by way of a hit. He's also walked once. The 0-1. Another nice hit by Ayla Ray, right center field. It's into the gap. Ayla Ray turning and burning. She's going for 3. Throw is in, not in time. Ayla Ray gonna turn and burn now, going for the plate. Dives in. She's the ace of bases for a reason. Ayla Ray turns a double all the way into a home plate appearance. What a run around the bases by Ray. Triple and an error results in Ayla Ray scoring, and that's why she puts the pressure on. Defenses, too, had the triple made. She beat the throw, but the throw went a little awry, and she's able to get the extra 60 feet for the score. And out the middle, Caitlin Mitchell gets a hit. Back-to-back hits now for Fitch. Going back to that Ayla Ray swing, and that's what we're talking about. The power starting to get supplied with the hits. Not just a single and double threat anymore, a triple and home run threat constantly with what she's able to do. Sydney Watts now. 2 down, runner at first. Fitch leading 5-0. Swings and misses, 0-1 to start. Watts 0-1. Gets it down the third base side. Little mishandled, having to glove and field, but not going to make the throw in time. Watts beats it out as Qualters couldn't quite secure with the leather. Mishandled it a little bit, and the toss didn't make it in time. Watts makes it and beats it out. As Rachel Spalding will now run for Watts.
Once again, number 3, Rachel Spalding, will be the courtesy pinch runner at first for Sydney Watts.
McKenna Hogan
Number 34, McKenna Hogan.
given the advice of hit the ball from Sydney Watts in their exchange prior to the at-bat. Hogan now with another RBI opportunity. Checked her swing, but it got a piece of the bat anyway, 0-1. Falcons add another run with Ayla Ray, a triple. And the ace of bases exemplifying her name, putting the pressure on to score the run following the error. And McKenna Hogan, who's had a hit in each of the first 3 games, has also had an RBI in each of the first 3 games. Looking to add some more RBI to her season total, though, with this opportunity. 1-1, and she rockets it out to right field, but right there and measuring it up to get it is Madeline D'Alessandro for out number 3. As gave it a ride, but right to the right fielder. Despite that, the Falcons score a run with Ayla Ray's triple and score off the error. It's 5-0 Fitch. We go to the final inning of play here from Austintown after this.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
HVAC causing havoc? Has your furnace gone mad? Commercial or residential, 24/7. Call your hometown hero. Call Mighty Mike.
There are 4 members of GoldenStringRadio.org that works for your sports network. Super Dave, Kristen, Scotty, and myself. And if you love our work at Golden String, Isle, and Purple Cat, you are going to love the soon-to-be open GABA camp out at Farmer Casey's Ranch in Coatesville Township. It has all the nice, beautiful scenery, will feature cabins, and a whole lot of other great outdoor stuff. I'm Radar Pavlov, and my sports network is your sports network.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the 7th and the last hope for the Aurora Greenmen as a first pitch was swinging and fouled away. Sophie Retton, Maggie McVicker, Sophie Schechterman. The 3 due up for the Greenmen. Fitch needing 3 outs to try to complete the victory and go to 3-0 on the young season. Count 1-1 to start on Retton. Retton takes the inside pitch, backs off the plate. It's a ball, 2-1.
So that's actually our Youngstown Ursuline Irish.
Yes, and South Range.
Yep. Look at the schedule. Please have sight lines. Don't be seeing floaters.
2-1. That one popped in the infield. Caitlin Mitchell gets the read on it, looking into the sun, but she's got the reflectors on to battle the glare. Out number 1. Maggie McVicker as the Greenmen down to their final 2 outs. First pitch from Watts. McVicker tries to ride it out to left center field, but it goes foul. From left center, and it just kept on cutting to the left, out of play. Oh, and 1 for a long first strike for McVicker. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and that is the changeup that has been developed over the course of the summer and travel ball by Sydney Watts in the previous offseason. And boy, oh boy, that added to her repertoire. And it is going to be dangerous in her way of changing speeds. She just comes right back with the fastball. Called strike 3, and another out for Sydney Watts. Now officially 15 strikeouts for Sydney Watts on the season.
The box catcher number 4, Sophie Schechterman.
I believe with that 15 strikeouts, I believe her total now up to 41 on the season. 0-1 to start Schechterman, the last hope for the Greenmen. 0-1. It's a ball up high, 1-1. The 6th inning, the inning where the Greenmen really had their best opportunity to try to score, had runners at first and second aboard. But back-to-back strikeouts following that ended the hopes of any offense in the 6th for Aurora. 2-1 the count. Schechterman ahead on Watts. 2 down, top of the 7th. The pitch. 3-1 now the count as Schechterman gets it into her favor. Take any lessons away from the baseball team, the 10-run 7th inning to open up their season, talking about the Falcons. You can never say never until it's over. The count runs full. Do we live to see another pitch? Does the game end? Or do we extend it to Abby D'Alessandro? Or what would be Julia Miller, I believe. The payoff. Called strike 3, and the Austintown Fitch Falcons will start off 3-0 here in the 2023 campaign. As Sydney Watts with a sweet 16 strikeout performance and another shutout, 3 now on the season, as Watts allows the 3 hits on the day and tosses another shutout as a part of a 42 strikeouts in her first 3 games of the season. Ayla Ray able to have some great offense today. 3-for-3 day with the bat, including reaching 4 times, including a walk, a triple, and scoring on her own following the error after the triple in that 6th inning. Added the additional run, but the 3rd inning, the big one for the Falcons, where they scored 3 runs. McKenna Hogan had a sac fly in that inning that brought home the first run in the 3rd, and Kylie Folkwine with a base hit to right that drove home 2 more. The biggest scoring run of an inning, I should say, for either team was that 3rd inning by Fitch. Final score is 5-0 Austintown over Aurora, as the next game slated for the Falcons is supposed to be against the Menor Cardinals right back here in Austintown for Friday tomorrow. But of course we know that the weather conditions not supposed to be the best, but of course you could stick with us on ysnlive.com and our social pages, as we'll have the updates for all the games that will and will not be happening, and we'll stay updated with all the cancellations as they happen around the world of baseball, softball. So again, stay with ysnlive.com as we get you all those updates for tomorrow's schedule of games. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching this broadcast of YSN Live Softball. To our proud owners, both DJ Yoakley and Brian Scott, who were able to bring this game to each and every person unable to make it in attendance tonight. To my GM, Steve Leslie, who with his work with Bobstein Park Baseball, YSU Football, YSNLive.com, the many hats that Mr. Leslie wears, and we thank him for each and every single one of them. To the Austintown Fitch Falcon himself, Mr. Elijah Harrell, that always helps me out here with all these broadcasts, a part of the Falcon media team. We always thank him for his additional help, too, with all these games, both basketball, baseball, softball, you name it. He's always here helping out, too, so we always thank him for that. And most importantly, to all of you who tuned in and helped support these kids, schools, and communities, you guys are really and truly what YSN Live is all about, and so we thank you. If you were tuning in from the Aurora area out in Portage County, we'd like to remind you that YSN Live is a free service, so if you want to get involved with YSN and have it at your school and have your games broadcasted for free, streamed live for all to see, you can contact us at info@ysnlive.com or contact your school's athletic director to find out how to get your sports network involved at your school. Or if you're right here in the Austintown community supporting your Falcons, we want to thank you for your continued and constant support of not only Austintown Fitch Athletics, but also ysnlive.com. Or wherever you may be in the sport of high school softball. This is Ty Bartell bidding you all a farewell and a good day, everybody.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.